HRX 2017 is underway, and we're seeing some rather epic games between some pro teams, but also a lot of information has been revealed. Journalists have talked to the developers, and they've been giving some more information on what's coming for Paladins in 2017. One of the biggest ones that has just been teased is the new map Stone Keep. I think this map is kind of a step above the design we've seen in other maps. Not to say that they're bad, but that the detail, the level of detail in this map really goes over the top and shows what they can really push on this engine in the game. I think, at least, this is a siege map. I think there's 2 points that are 2 spawn rooms, and the center point, the one that is actually symmetrical, has 2 entrances on either side. Whether or not that's right, I'm not sure, and I kind of hope it's a siege map just because I don't really play payload mode. Although as there are so few payload maps, we might see it be a payload map, but it doesn't look like, it looks like there's 2 capture zones for each side, and then also the central point. What they've said is they wanted lots of levels and lots of indoor terrain, and to try and really mix up the gameplay, and we can see that in the map design. Actually looks a lot like the Scarlet Monastery in WoW. Don't know if anyone remembers that. It was like the level 20 quest that you could go on, the first instance that you could do, really. Also sort of like Gondorian architecture from Lord of the Rings or something like that, but with all these routes going up through it. The design is pretty damn epic, actually. It just does look a step above the other maps. I love the design, actually. If you look up in Paladins, you'll see that the sky has a very cartoony look, and in some of the maps there's like a moon that's been smashed, and that's one of the nicest things, actually, when you're in game and you look up and you see that cel-shaded sky and the completely shattered moon. It's rather epic. I know that Drogos is going to be especially happy in this map, as he is going to be able to drop his fire spits and explode them in lots of rooms around this map. Maybe not have so much cover, but the damage is going to be pretty insane if you're blasting people on a point. They have said actually on Saturday, which is tomorrow, that they're going to give some more previews, maybe even some video or some gameplay of it, and next week it's going to be on the PTS or the public test server, so we can actually get our hands on it and see. But what I've seen so far, it looks really top notch, and the design is really there. And like, again, I do kind of hope it's a siege map, just because I prefer that game mode. Some other things that they have mentioned is that the console betas, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, they're aiming to get out the full open beta in early 2017, so the first quarter of 2017. So by March, you probably won't have to be looking at Twitter accounts and things trying to get giveaways to actually get into the game, and hopefully that'll really pick up the population and maybe stir up some more interest in Paladins. They've also mentioned that Season 1 will officially begin in 2017 after the Invitational, which will end at the end of HRX this weekend, although they haven't said anything specific. But the thing that's interesting that they've mentioned is that it will still stay in open beta even though it will start Season 1, so we're not going to look at them claiming they have a polished game yet. It's just how games are now. They say they're in beta forever pretty much, and I don't think it's any different with Paladins. It is pretty unfinished, but then what game is ever balanced? Any multiplayer game, they're always sort of unfinished or ever changing, I guess. One of the things that they have said, and take this with a pinch of salt, is that they want 15 new heroes in 2017. And that would mean more than 1 every month. And it actually sounds like there's 3 champions being worked on at least all of the time, because they're saying there's 3 mini teams assigned to designing the champions. We're actually overdue hearing about our next champion, Torvald. I'm sure they'll have something soon, and although they've said they're not going to announce anything at HRX, I've got this little feeling that maybe they will, or at least perhaps it'll be next week. Perhaps they just couldn't get it ready before the event. As always with free-to-play games, they have to make lots of skins to keep going, and that's their revenue stream. But there are actually 2 cool ones that actually do change the characters. They aren't just colorizations, that are coming very soon. One is the Genie Ying skin. Basically gives you blue skin, red eyes, and generally makes you look like a genie. Although I kind of guess that it is still maybe a coloration on Ying, although the skin is definitely changed. You've got your own special mirrors and some, I don't know how the selection of hats work. One of them looks like the Eye of Ra, but yeah. And also they are doing a Victor Army Man skin. And again, this one's got variations, which I don't understand how it's going to work. I don't know whether these are all prototypes or if they're going to have 5 of these code green skins for Victor. Either way, I did play with Army Men when I was a little kid, and yeah, it's got a place in my heart. I used to actually play a game that was in like on a PC disc that was Army Men. It was like a tactical strategy game. It was pretty cool. Hopefully when you die, your bits fall off of you like plastic. That would be pretty cool, but I'm sure it won't. Actually, it looks pretty good, and it's not just a rubbish coloration. It does actually look they've gone to some length to change his model and make him actually look like he's plastic. They also again teased some different game modes and said that they would be teased later in HRX, so maybe tomorrow I'll have some massive announcements. What I'm crossing my fingers for is some sort of PvE mode, not necessarily because I want to play it a lot, but I know that a lot of other people and other players would definitely come to try that out, and a lot of people just like playing bots. I know in my Discord some people said that they played bots because they just didn't feel like they enjoyed playing players as much, and sometimes it is a bit overwhelming to play enemy players. For me, I like the challenge of overcoming another person and matching their skill, I guess. But other people do like horde mode and things like that, just taking on waves of enemies. It would be really interesting to take on waves of giant Makoas like in a rage and you're having to sort of outsmart them or something like that. It'd just be rather cool, I think. Anyway, the matches keep going on HRX. District 69 beat Matchpoint yesterday and look extremely strong going into the next rounds. But either way, if you haven't already and you didn't know about HRX, there's a tournament going on now, and these guys are the professionals. They have actual professional organizations and they're going head to head for quite a big prize pool. And this is definitely like the purest form of Paladins you're going to get, and tomorrow as the semi-finals go off, I think things are going to get better and better. The matches at the moment have been relatively one-sided, apart from when District 69 went against Matchpoint. It was actually really close, but a lot of the other ones have been one team going over the other. But I think once we get into the semi-finals, it's really going to light up. So if you haven't seen it already, you can actually go on to just to Twitch because it's on the front page now. But if you want to see the esports scene in action and the pro scene, the pro level, the very top, then check it out on Paladins. You could even just search for Paladins on Twitch and find it pretty much straight away. Anyway, what does everyone else think about all the stuff that's coming out? I'm pretty excited, and I think it's good that they're actually committing to getting out lots of champions, and the more the better. I feel, and it sounds good that they've got 3 teams on there. Anyway, be sure to let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you thought it was absolutely rubbish, give it a dislike. If you want to see more of my content, hit subscribe. And I'm just trying out the new end cards, by the way. If you think they're rubbish, say as well, because I'm not sure whether this is better than what I did before, but I guess it's kind of clean. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you all next time in the next video. Joshino.